King, Mike in the Night, and the Gemini crew. Ooh. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world, give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world, give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission on this great world of ours. It is Mike Martin, broadcasting from Merritt, British Columbia. Sorry for the late start tonight. I was supposed to start at 10 p.m., but the night ended a bit early. Everyone went to bed. Tonight was the wife's birthday, so we spent the most 80% of the day together doing all kinds of stuff. I did have to work, and today, man, was it ever slammed at the shop. Holy crap. I don't know if people are preparing for Christmas early or people have some more disposable income. I don't know what's happening, but it's happening. Anyways, I'm talking some Portuguese here today. Broadcasting from Merritt, British Columbia to the Commonwealth, from Auckland, New Zealand, across the pond, to Sydney, Australia, north to Melbourne, west to Perth, and then we're going to go north to Hong Kong, and then west to London, and then north to Ireland, west to Scotland, and then west across the pond to Toronto, down to Miami, across to Los Angeles, back up to Vancouver, and back up to Merritt. You are listening to Mike in the Night. Welcome one, welcome all, and I want to welcome all the Interstate 10 drivers on I-10, on the Southern 10 Highway, one of the longest highways in America, from Jacksonville, Florida, to L.A. County, to Los Angeles, that are tuning in. I'm not sure if I'm on a bulletin board or somebody wrote the name of my show on some bathroom stall somewhere, but people are tuning into the show. I get emails, messages from a lot of truck drivers. A lot of them do listen to this on replay, and a lot of them, if they're working nights, they are listening to this live. Mike in the Night. And I want to thank some fans over in Sweden that have been tuning into Mike in the Night. Last week we got about 140 to 156 people watching, which was really impressive. The channel is growing with leaps and bounds, and I want to thank everybody. Since the end of March, early April of this year, this channel just blew up like a grenade in And we got Daniel O'Brien in Northern California, Layla saying hello, Mike. Henry Quanch, BSNRN, sup. And Daniel O'Brien checking in, and we got Owen. I watched the movie The Big Short an hour ago. Great movie. Yeah, I saw that. I think it was a remake of an older movie. Owen, if you want a good movie to watch Boiler Room. And watch Boiler Room. You'll like it. I think it's one of Vin Diesel's first movies, and I think you'll actually fancy that one a bit more than The Big Short. So what is happening tonight, guys? It is Saturday night, and the entire Commonwealth is tuning into this, baby. So I want to thank my friends in the Man of Isle in west of England, Man of Isle, who are watching this too. So shout outs to them too. We got KC saying your personality makes the show very watchable. Henry Quash says, will Vancouver housing market be the next Hong Kong? Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's going to be very interesting because this is the first time in human history where we actually propped up. The last time this happened in human history of recorded that we know of was during the Roman Empire, when basically they went to nothing, and they did everything in the empire did so much of everything under the sun to keep it going, but in the end they failed. Right? The last time this happened in history was that time when they started putting other metals inside their gold their currency was gold, right? So they would put other metals in there and pay their workers with cheaper metals and coppers, and yeah, it got worse. So it's the same thing we're doing. We're diluting our money with more money printing and more, you know what I'm saying? It's not a good feeling when you actually know what's really happening out there. Trust me, sometimes it's good to know. So we got Harold Gnome in this election is predictable. Is he live? Is he are you watching the show, Harold? You message? I'm getting messages here on Skype, so I'm not sure if I should bring Harold on the show here on Mike in the Night. Maybe we should get him on. If he's in the comment section, he may be able to send me a message here on the live chat. Mike in the Night, guys. All right, let's do some plugging here, because YouTube isn't doing its job promoting my videos, and I don't blame them. My content isn't even that good anyway, but, you know, I try my best, right? This is the channel here, guys. Don't forget to check out past issues of Mike in the Night. Everything's relevant. Go back and watch them. Mike in the Night, Where Do We Go Now is a really good episode, guys. Rumpelstiltskin World, What Are They Spinning on Us? And Elections in the Air from 2 weeks ago. Mike in the Night, We Belong Together. There's lots of good stuff here. There's lots of good stuff. And then we got a lot of callers to call in from all over the world to makes the show what it is, right? Trends in the housing market, guys. Every Wednesday night, don't forget to check that out, where we talk about the housing dilemma that we have in the Commonwealth. Every English-speaking country right now is in a ton of heap of trouble because their politicians and their banking systems and their super groups that already owned homes and ramped up on loading up on more properties before this bubble took off, and can't read market talk in the mornings when there's something really major in the markets. I try my best to get on in the mornings to do can't read market talk. And then we got Morning Coffee with Mike, my drives into work, and we got property flipping. Housing crisis, just little clips of videos. And yeah, so there's all kinds of stuff on my show. Rants and Lifestyle, my yearbook videos. This video, guys, if you guys want to watch something, this video got banned for hate speech and bullying. This is a compilation. There's Katharine Hepburn here. Look, Katharine Hepburn, sorry. This was a Sydney, Australia compilation I did from 1955. Somebody gave me some photos, and I found some photos of Sydney in 1955. And man, did I get heat from a lot of people on this. That lady's beautiful. I got so much heat from this video. It was taken down for bullying and harassment. And I don't know, guys. Maybe you guys could go through this video sometime. It's under my yearbook on my channel. If you go on my playlists, you'll see it there. And I'm not sure what is wrong with this video, but man, did I get hell for this video, man. Oof. I got my butt kicked, and I got hundreds of hate emails, just hatred. And yeah. I don't know what it is. I think the Conservator or PPC will win. NDP, opposition, something like that. So people are in the comments talking. But I just want you guys, I'm not trying to get views on this. I mean, what is wrong with this video? It's called Sydney, Australia, 1955. If you go to my channel and go to yearbook, watch it. This video got me into a lot of trouble, man. Hey, YouTubers. Hey, YouTubers. That's the channel right there. Guys, don't forget to support me on Patreon. I got 17 Patreon supporters. I hope I could get to 20 Patreon supporters by the end of the year, by Christmas. supporting this transmission, and I use all money from Patreon to this, and it's going to get bigger. Look, new mic, new graphics card, and with my AdSense money, I bought a solid-state hard drive. And this thing is, I love it. Thank you, Patreon supporters, $1 a month. And PayPal tip jar, and follow me on Instagram. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, you'll find it on the top of my channel here if you guys want to follow me. And the basic support on the channel is just to share a video. All right, guys, what do we got in the news today? What do we got going on? Let's go to some comments here. Okay. Let me just message this person here if they want to go live. They're messaging me here with some good content and, okay, nice audio and video quality and clear. Yeah, I am really. So what happened with this computer? I got this video card, okay? I made sure I spent a good amount of money on video card for rendering and streaming and all that stuff. This video card that I bought could stream up to 6K, which is incredible. It comes with these really specific ports that are better than HDMI that I don't even have wires for. So I have to downgrade the wiring to connect to another adapter to downgrade the quality because the wires that I want to buy are not really accessible right now for 4 and 6K streaming. So I'm going to leave it as is for now, and then when I get some better wires later down the road and see if my internet can handle a 4K stream. It's up to you guys if you want to watch it in 4K, right? Okay, 26 Gunter said no notification. Of course you're not going to get notifications, guys. You guys need to... Unfortunately, today I had to start late only because it was my wife's birthday. We had a long day today. We had so much fun, and it's been a long day for me too, man. It's been a really long day for me too. So what is happening in the news? Is this how the GOP will answer Pelosi's pre-planned lawfare-assisted impeachment plan? Oh my God, are they doing this again? Are they planning this again? When are these guys going to get over the fact? I don't know if you guys remember the old videos you would see on the Greenspan channel and the news, like those Parliament channels and stuff. And I don't know if you guys remember when they kept saying when what's his name, Bill Clinton, lied to the American people and all that crap. You guys remember that, right? If you guys know what I'm talking about. And so many people stood up for it and said, well, we can't impeach a president for something, that's not related to politics and blah, blah, blah. And it's I don't know what to tell you guys, man. It's like when the person that gets in, they don't want to get in. They do everything humanly possible to smear him, destroy him, put his name through the mud, anything humanly possible. And you know what? It's unfair. Every other president, I mean, in comparison to what other administrations done, okay, like the past presidency, makes the Richard Milhouse Nixon's Watergate scandal look like a nice walk in a beautiful afternoon in the park. That's what it makes it look like. What's happening now. So we got Brother John in the house. We got Leila hilarious, she says. Trump won't get impeached. Republicans won't allow it, says Henry, sorry. We got... I doubt Trump's worried about this flimsy impeachment. This is like, I mean, really? This is impeachment attempt number 463. Let's waste taxpayers' money. Let's waste the media's resources and money when the media should be investigating these fraudsters, banksters, these losers over at JP Morgan that are right now on trial for spoofing the metal markets, spoofing spoofing our futures to better their plans and better their way. And they're wasting resources and taxpayers' money on impeachment number 463? I'm pretty sure they could invest a bit of money into more important things happening in the country. What do I know, right? We got Getty Medeiros in the house. We got Henry Cranch said at BSN-RN, says Trump impeachment will cause the stock market to crash, as per Trump's comment. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's like they could be investing in better things, or they could be, the CIA could be planning something, some sort of a psyop somewhere, but no, they want to just do this. The battle over Hong Kong, New Silk Road, or New World Order. The current sophistry being used by the weak, desperate, and dangerous empires seek to undermine Xi Grand's design by redefining its operating system, by destroying those aspects which generate creative change. The countries with the best and worst life balance. This is kind of important, because there's a lot of people turning to these drugs to live longer, additives to stay stronger. I think if you have a more balanced life, you don't need any of that crap. I think if you don't have to drive through traffic and stress to get to work, and have to stress at work and then stress on the way home, and then can't sleep at night because you're stressed about work and traffic, and you're stressed about your weight, and you're stressed about this and your relationship, guess what? It all adds up. And that's why all these people are on these pharmaceuticals, right? And that's why these companies are loving it. Oh, Harold Goldman's in the comments there. The Democrats have no imagination. Yeah, the Democrats. Harold, do you want to come on the show live? Do you want me to call you, buddy? Let me know. Tell us what's going on in your neck of the woods, what you think. Yeah, less stress, live longer. Not these powders you buy and add with your milk to make you feel stronger, or not these pharmaceutical garbage that get you on these psychotropics and make you feel. You know what I take, guys? I take some wine. It's called a wine extract from grapes. It's a special pill I take. I'm going to introduce this to you guys after I've been taking it for a month. I bought the pharmaceutical grade, very potent. It's like a wine pill. It's like you don't get drunk. It's not it's like it's the thing in the wine that helps your blood and your heart, and that's actually good for you. Well, they've made that into a highly potent extract. Then I take, what's that other thing I take? I take vitamin C, that time release. And I take B12. And then I take my my hemp seed oil. I've been HD, whatever that is. That hemp seed oil, I've been actually taking that, the drops. I've been taking that every day now for the last 3 weeks. What else? Like, I that's what I take. I don't take any, like, hallucinogen stuff, and I don't need to. I'm always on a good high. I'm energetic. Woo! All right. Mexicans' lives aren't really balanced either. You know what? I'm going to call bull on this, because I lived in Mexico for 2 years. And you know what? Everybody there that I knew was so super balanced, so family-oriented, so busy with life, in a good way, busy with family occasions all the time. And yeah, no, I'm gonna call bullcrap on that one. So let's go here. Okay, nobody cares about trucks. Trump, FDR, and war. That's Theodore Delon Roosevelt. President Trump's campaign and maximum pressure against Iran reminds me of President Roosevelt's similar campaign against Japan prior to the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. I'm not going to get into the whole Pearl Harbor thing, too, because I don't want to lose my channel. Because, if we have to start censoring ourselves, right? Oh, yeah. Debt bombs. Here are what states are in the most debt. Oh, I know Illinois is. I know California is. Okay, let me think here. Illinois might be in one of the top. Michigan State, California. Okay, those are my three. I'm going to pick three. Here we go. I was right about... Okay. Here are the rankings from less indebted to most indebted. Okay, so less to most. Okay. From less indebted would be Alaska, North Dakota, Wyoming, Utah. So these places you would see less debt. To most indebted, New Jersey. Illinois is there. Connecticut, Massachusetts, Hawaii, Delaware, Kentucky, California, New York, Vermont, Louisiana. Michigan's up there, but it's not as far down as I thought. Yeah, and I thought California was. Where's California? Well, there's all 50 states. California's 43. So it's still in the top 7 here. So it's still in the top 7, California. So California, yes. New York is up there. And Illinois is number 2. I thought Illinois would have been number 1. But yeah, it's number 2. So these are the most indebted states right now per taxpayer. So if you want less overhead or, I guess, more bang for your buck, go move to Alaska, North Dakota, Wyoming, Utah, Idaho, Tennessee, and South Dakota, and Nebraska, Oregon, or Iowa. Those are the top 10 right there. What, Mike? Someone saying, what, Mike? Left New York City 12 years ago for the country. Woo! To live where? PA. He definitely is. He is definitely energetic. Oh, see that treble there? That guy knows me personally, essay. This guy came to my shop in Merritt and spent like 3 days at my shop, hanging out. And I told him to watch a show, and he started watching it. Beautiful time of year here now. Yeah, that's in Pennsylvania, right? PA. The circus that has been called the American politics for the past 3 years just shows how important the third party is down there. What, Mike? New York? All right. Yeah, New York's in there, buddy, on that list. 20 best airlines. So here we go, guys. I've been shorting a pile of airlines. Oh, I've been shorting airlines like crazy. I'm not going to go through 25 pages. What are you, out of your mind? To open 25 different advertisings? Stunning clip shows billions in gold, cash hidden in Chinese city mayor's secret basement. The official will be executed. Yeah! Woo! And then I get some left winger come on the show and say, Mike, you said woo when the guy was going to get executed. Well, his name is Zhang Qi. There he is on Wikipedia. Ooh, there's Scrooge McDuck. I remember Peter Griffin tried jumping into a pool of gold like that, and he ended up getting pretty hurt. He was all bloody. Jumped off the diving board into a pool of gold like that. Pretty bad. Metal will say, what about Greta, the environmental girl? Oh, Christ. I don't... Do I even have time? Piece of dust. Do I even have time to bring that up? Waste my breath. It's not Greta, it's Greta. How dare you? Not Greta. It's Grata. Okay, it's Grata. Yeah. Emma is asking, who am I voting for? I know it's definitely not, I'm not voting for Liberal. I'm not voting for the NDP. I'm just going to probably go blue with Conservative. Conservative Party of Canada. I'll just tell my wife to do it too. Just kind of Yeah, that's what I'll probably do. Vote blue. Doesn't even matter who you vote for anyways. Walking Journey in the house, guys. This guy is so important. Don't forget to check out. Click on his little emoji there, Walking Journey. Please, 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 please check him out. He's got a lot going on in West Texas. No, East Texas, Southeast Texas. He basically moved from California and effed off over to, he took off. He went over to Texas from California. He couldn't handle it. He used to deliver for Domino's Pizza, and he went to deliver pizza, and he saw bunk beds in the living room, in the dining room, because that's how bad it was getting in California. Harold Gorman saying, Texas is my favorite state. All my exes live in Texas. I'm joking. Woo! Welcome to Mike of the Night. It's I still call Texas, I know it's going to sound funny, the Republic of Texas. I still believe that Texas is still, in a sense, its own country, in a sense. I still believe that Texas, the Republic of Texas, is pretty much its own country, and the Lone Star State. That's why they call it the Lone Star State. It was the nationality at the time was Texican, because it was a mix of Mexican and Texantonians, or Textans, or Textars, that were basically blended, and that was called Texican, right? And the official language of the Republic of Texas was actually Spanish for the longest time. And then there was the battle at the Alamo, and Davy Crockett and that guy with the Remington steel, or whatever his name is, the Bowie guy, named the Bowie knife after him or something like that. All those guys were historical figures of the time when they fought and lost to the invading Mexican forces that basically drew up support from the north and the east to bring down regiments to basically take over the states of Texas, Nevada, and Southern California. Well, it was Northern California, because Baja California is still part of Mexico today, but Northern California, as in California, Los Angeles, California. Okay, too many illegal aliens here. We got to get this guy. Journey, where are you? Can I get you on Skype? I need you on the damn show. I need to know what the heck is going on down in Mexifornia, or where is it? Walking Journey. Where the hell are you, dude? Yeah, man. Let me find him here. I got to get this guy on the show right now. He's down in Texas. We need to get him on the show here. I don't know how do you find somebody on Skype? Search people or groups. Okay. Let's see if he comes up with his Walking Journey. There he is. Let's see if he's got Journey. Turn on your damn Skype, guy. Your Skype's turned off. Oh, he's going back to sleep. Okay. Sorry, buddy. I was gonna give you a call because I was gonna ask you about what's happening in your neck of the woods there. So no problem, buddy. You gotta go back to sleep. Don't worry. We'll get you on the show sometime as soon as possible. No, I lived in Mexico for 2 years. Let's say it's fun. Mexico has infrastructure, highways. When I was there, they built that new highway that goes from Mexico City to Acapulco. I was there. They built the other new highway that went from Mexico City to Veracruz. I've been all over Mexico, but I spent 2 years. I was situated there for 2 years in the state of Guerrero. Yeah. Anyways, enough about me. Nobody cares. Supreme Candidate in the house. What's up, dog? Good to hear from you. Good that you came by last week. And I am trying to There's a lot of people on Skype here. Holy crap. A lot of people have do not disturbs on right now, which is kind of cute. Kind of cute to see that. So, stunning clip shows billions in gold. Cash hidden in the Chinese city mayor's secret basement. Wow. This has got to be... You got to be kidding me. Okay, I don't know what this is. It's just a GIF. Okay, nobody cares. I want to play this, but this is RT. Every time I play something RT, it always flags it. Holy Max! Holy crap! I know the Raven would love to get his hands on that. Holy crap! Man, it must pay to be a mayor in China. Holy crap! I mean, being a mayor in China pays well. Holy, that's more money than probably every president of the United States have earned, like, since the beginning of time, since the first president, from George Washington to Donald Trump. Billions. They've never earned this much. I think Trump, earns less than $200,000, and I think he even donates that. So, wow. This guy here, this mayor, he's not even a president or an emperor or even a king. Billions in gold. Yeah, firing squad. He will be executed. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, you know how many lives you've ripped off? You're lucky you getting executed. You're lucky getting off easy. Wow. U.S. Treasury denies it plans to block Chinese listings on the U.S. Stock Exchange. Consumer stress, defaults rise, highest level since 2019. I got no money. I can't buy myself something. I want to go to the dollar store. Consumer stress, defaults rise to the highest level in 2019. One of the loudest narratives heading into fall by the mainstream financial press is that the healthy consumer is propping up the U.S. economy. I beg to differ. So let's see what happened. Consumer spending at retailers, bars, restaurants have slowed, but nothing to warn about yet. Powered by record high credit card spending. Yeah. Americans are nearing the point of maximum wage leverage, which could be an ominous sign that good times are nearing the end. Let the good times roll. Woo! All right. Mike is whacked, says Brother John. No, I'm high on happy vibes. I'm in good mood tonight, guys. Supreme Canada negative rates aren't going to prop up anything when the average consumer is cleaned out. And, real depression. Harold Gomes says, hallelujah. Trump doesn't need to donate. That's the sign, all in gold. I mean, yeah. I'm telling you. Tastes good. Some lemon water tonight, guys. Joining me on Mike in the Night. The Trump administration continued to promote the greatest economy ever. Narrative of tens of millions of Americans ahead of a downturn is probably one of the most irresponsible things that a government can do. Artificial optimism. Well, what do you honestly think? Like, think of this artificial optimism. Think of this. I said this a few weeks ago. World War I, trench wars. You're on the German side, or the Turkish side, the Ottoman Empire. You're in your trench. The general's going to say, don't worry, guys. I know God's not on our side. It's on their side. But even though God's not with us, we'll still fight our best. That's being honest. But then if you want to be The if you want to be optimistic positively, you would say, God's on our side. He's with us. He's always with us. And don't forget that. We will win this. You see, that's artificial optimism. Do you want somebody to tell you that you are finished? You have no money. You are broke. We know that. All right. I love burritos, says Walking Journey. See, Walking Journey's doing some food tasting on his channel. You should check it out. And I think he ate, it wasn't a burrito. I don't know what he ate. He ate something on his channel and he was pooping blood. What was it? Christ. It wasn't, I think it was burritos. I think he was eating burritos or enchiladas. It wasn't enchiladas. It wasn't taquitos. It wasn't, I think it was eating something and he kept pooping blood. So, anyways, yeah, on his channel there. Anyways, okay, so we got, we in an economic war. Oh, buddy, we've been in an economic war for the last 10 years. Pretty sure God isn't taking anyone's side anymore if he ever did. Brother John's telling Anthony to go to sleep. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, it's a big deal, guys. So, the Trump administration continued to promote the greatest economy ever. Narrative of tens of millions of Americans ahead of downturn is probably one of the most irresponsible government could do. Artificial optimism has allowed consumers to rack up more debt than 2008, and it's tracking. It's a ticking time bomb that could shock millions since they have planned for a recession. Imagine this. Let's not do artificial optimism. Let's be serious. Ladies and gentlemen of the White House, press secretary, everybody here on the line, I want to thank everyone for coming out today. And as your president, I do have a message to the American middle class, working class, poor, working poor. You have no money. You are borrowing too much. And you are overspending, and now everyone's going to default. I mean, is that what they ask? Is that what they want him to tell the people? Every president has always stood up and said, "We're doing well. We'll get through this. We've been through worse." You know what I'm saying? Someone's asking about Harold's asking about how did they manipulate gold and silver. They've been manipulating gold and silver for so many years. You just go into this. You go into here. It's called Google. It's French. It's Google. Then you type in J.P. Morgan metals, or just type in silver. It's easier. Silver spoofing. Class action. So there's a couple of articles from the last. It's very hard to find it on Google because they're blocking it. I was watching Kaiser Report and they were saying that they are blocking anything to do with this. So it's really hard to find. Here you go. 3 J.P. Morgan accused of scheme to gain precious metals. See, of illegal mob. This is from September 16, 2019. This is from almost a week and a half ago. The bank has also said it faces federal class action suit in which it is accused of illegal monopolizing silver futures markets. So what they do is they do a fake purchase order and they don't process it. So it looks like there's a lot of ramping up in the markets, and then they just buy they buy on the lows and they sell on the highs, but they're doing this. So there's a lot of indictments happening right now. We might see a little bit of wiggle room in gold and silver now. DBK says it's worse than JP when it comes to when it comes down to silver manipulation, North America's an enormous place. It won't be bad everywhere. Donaire says, do you think the homelessness is going to explode in the next depression? Yes. We are in a recession now. We'll be heading into a depression, and let's say in the next 3 quarters, where people's furniture will be outside on the sidewalk because they have no other way of getting things. And speaking of furniture on the sidewalk, I just saw an article from Toronto. Man, the guy with 2 kids, single father, and he's getting kicked out in 2 days. Not because he didn't pay his rent, it's because they sold the house. And what an absolute nightmare that guy's going through. And he has no money to get something else. He's in a really tough position right now. And yeah. See right here. Another JP Morgan precious metals trader pleads guilty. JP Morgan puts trader on leave after amid criminal investigation. JP Morgan traders charged with U.S. with rigging metals. It just keeps going, guys. It's the different dates, too. This one's from 3 weeks ago. JP Morgan metals trader accused of manipulating. Then there's ones from 2018. Watch 2017 here. Like they go way back, and it's constant. And the smart thing is, the smart thing to do, what these guys do, is they make $22 million on a trade, and then what they do in return is pay the $4 million fine, and they still walk away with $16 million, sorry. So that's how it works. Oh, okay, I'll plead guilty, I'll pay the $4 million fine, and you made $20 million. It's like, I don't think so, guys. It's not gonna, That's why this one here, this guy, they're gonna execute him. Done. Problem solved. Walking Journey says, down here, economy is booming. Does Canada have a recession? Canada has been in recession mode, stage 1 recession mode, for about 2 quarters now. 2 quarters. Ever since they started putting the stress testing on the housing and the housing market cooled off, it's been stagnating, and it's starting to not go anywhere. And our economy is shrinking in Canada big time. There's way too many people living in Canada that are unproductive, and that's a problem. So, Brother Johnson, in Texas, you pay less taxes. All my exes live in Texas. So consumers don't have money. So let's look at this here. The report said Chicago, Dallas were some of the major metropolitans area that showed MOM, month over month, increases in default rates. From July to August, each was up 10 basis points to 1.05% and 0.93% respectively. The default rate for New York rose 5 basis points to 0.94%, while the rate for Los Angeles rose 3 basis points to 0.77%. Miami was the only major city where default rates edged lower in the late of summer. So default rates are going up in these big cities, and you're like, well, it's only 0.83%. Yeah, how many people live in New York? That's a lot of people, So lots of defaults. We're going to see more defaults. Let's see what this graph is showing us here. Bank card, first mortgages. Here it is, guys. Auto, bank card, first mortgages. And wow, look at this. Everything's trending down. Default rates. This is a default index. Wow. Let's take a look at this one more time. Oh, oops, live stream. No, we don't want this. I don't want to shut down my channel. Where did I go? Damn. Nah. Hey. Goodbye. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. So all that gold in the bottom of a mayor of China, billions in gold bars. It must be nice to sell out your own folk, eh? So let's find out what's in the news. Let's find out what's happening too. We got the elections. We're about a month away from election time, exactly a month away from elections. Let's look up Trudeau. I always spell his name wrong. I don't care. But let's see what's happening here in the news with Trudeau here. Editorial: Trudeau's still sniffing us for his refugee tab. Ooh. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is trying to bribe us with our own money to win the election. Perhaps he could promise to fade Toronto. So this is when a lot of people when Canada opened its borders to people. And people were coming from the United States to Canada in huge numbers over refugees living in... So we got our buddy Harold here. He just messaged me. He says he wants to go live. He said a lot of people are on right now on Skype right now. A lot of people are awake. We got a lot of people awake here. Let's see if Harold's up for a discussion here.
Hello?
Yo, what's up, dog?
Hi, Mike.
How you doing?
Okay, just let me turn this volume down. Hang on a minute here.
Are you getting a lot of reverb?
No, it's fine.
Okay, buddy, what's on your mind? What can you tell us on Mike in the Night?
Okay, this Canadian election, I got a bent on it, a perspective on it.
Okay, tell us.
Okay, Trudeau is making the same mistake Hillary did. You see, Hillary insulted half the people of the United States. She said, if you don't agree with me, you're deplorable.
Right, that's correct. I remember that. And we keep adding new words to the language every day.
Yeah, and Trudeau does the same thing. Mm-hmm. Only he doesn't use the word deplorable. He used the word racist.
Yeah, but the word racist is so diluted now, it means nothing.
No, you're wrong, Mike.
Okay.
Canada is, I'd say 99.9% of people in Canada are not racist. Right. We're one of the most open countries in the world. And when you call typical Canadians racist, they get really pissed off. I do anyways. Mm-hmm. I have done nothing but take the shirt off my back for anybody new to this country. And that stupid guy who runs this country calls most of our country a bunch of racists,
Yeah.
And what that does, that makes everybody who's conservative get really pissed off, and they don't say anything, and they make damn sure they go out to vote to make sure they don't vote for Trudeau. And I think exactly the same thing happened in the United States.
Yeah. So where are you calling from, sir, if you don't mind us asking?
Oh, the best city in the world, Mississauga, Ontario.
Oh, you're in Mississauga.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so just a question. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning there.
I don't know. Yeah, it's 1:15. Yeah.
Woo! Okay, so what's going to happen in this election with Carbon Face? Is it Carbon Face or Tar Face Trudeau? What do you think is going to happen?
Oh, Scheer's going to get a majority. Trudeau is going to... He might actually be wiped out quite a bit.
You looking at a landslide, or are we looking at a...
Well, for sure, I'm so certain Scheer is going to get a majority. I'm trying to bet on Scheer getting a majority, and I can't find a website that will bet that. There are websites that let you bet on him winning, but if you put in like $120, you only get $100. I was hoping, because almost nobody thinks he's going to get a majority, right? And I think he is. I was hoping the odds would be like 10-1, then I can make a lot of money, right? But I can't find a website like that.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Okay, so I usually, sometimes once in a blue moon, I watch Rebel Media, and what's happening there in Ontario the disintegration of just that, the housing market, jobs falling apart, shrinking economy. Do you think the next government could fix these problems? I mean, in 4 years?
They can fix it in 2 years. The secret word is pipelines. That idiot Trudeau.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether he wants us to fail or whether he's just stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at Norway, how rich they are.
Mm-hmm.
How'd they get rich with the oil? But Trudeau won't let us sell it. This guy, I don't get this guy, right? I sometimes think he's a Marxist, and he wants everybody to be the same. The only way to make everybody the same is to make sure, it's much easier to go down than to get up, right?
Right, exactly. It's much easier to go down. That's 100% correct. So, elections in the air there. We're less than a month away. Do you feel that we're gonna start seeing a lot of, let's say, conservatives or people, I guess, right-leaning people or right-center people getting off their keisters and going out to vote to make their voice heard this time? Or do you think it's going to be, my vote doesn't count attitude?
No. I think 99.9999% of conservatives are going to go out and vote. And they may not vote conservative, but for sure they're not voting for Trudeau.
Right.
Because they're pissed off.
Yeah. Somebody asked me earlier who I was going to vote for. I think I'm going to vote blue this year.
Yeah.
And last time I voted green for the Green Party because I'm very concerned about of setting ourselves up for a two-party system. And even though my vote means nothing, voting for a Green Party, it actually keeps them in the running and it keeps them to have their one or two seats. We don't want a two-sided, just like in the United States, right?
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want at least 4, 5, 6 healthy participating parties in Canada,
Yeah.
So okay, politically wise, with the United States, what do you think is going to happen with this new impeachment number 432 of Donald Trump?
The Democrats are getting so desperate, right? They know this is ridiculous. The only reason Pelosi did the impeachment thing was because AOC pressured her to do it, right? And for some reason this time,
AOC is a bartender. I think she has no idea what's happening in her own backyard, and she's pressuring Pelosi. She has that much pull in the government?
Yeah, I don't understand it either. But she was having a fit, so Pelosi. She's been trying to get Pelosi to impeach Trump ever since AOC got in, right? And for some reason now Pelosi is listening to her. I don't know why, but even Pelosi isn't that stupid to think that this is going to work, right? They're just going to embarrass themselves, right? It's just a joke. If you see that video from Stefan Molyneux about this thing, they don't have anything on Trump. It's Russia.
They never did. Do you remember those old videos? If you go back to the Greenspan videos and those videos from like a lot of those videos back in the day when Bill Clinton was caught cheating on his wife or whatnot, and that whole scandal, and all these people came to his aid and said, you can't impeach a president on non-political, you can't impeach a president on this, it's not fair. And all these famous people came forward to support him. And then now with Donald Trump, it's completely tables turned. If you want to talk about a wall against along the Mexican border, let's talk about a wall. You know how many presidents from Clinton, the Bushes, the Obama administration have discussed to build a wall along the Mexican-American border to protect their... You know how many of them have? I've seen every one of them say it.
Yeah. Of course.
I've seen everyone say it. And then now it's a problem? Like, now when Donald Trump actually acts on it?
I think that, what may happen when Trump gets his second term, and he probably is going to get his second term, he just may put a blitz on that wall, get it built so fast, and it'll be so effective that like 80% of the country is going to fall in love with this guy.
Well,
this is why the Democrats don't want him to build the wall. They know how successful it's going to be.
Because somebody put up a compilation video about 2 weeks ago of every president that said they want to put up a wall, from Jimmy Carter all the way to the Obama administration.
Oh
And
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Trump goes and does it, and he's the worst parasite that ever walked on Earth. It's
Oh,
weird.
he's
It's
a
so weird.
racist, you know. He's a racist, you know. Oh, yeah, everybody's a freaking racist. You
Yeah.
know?
It's
Yeah.
everybody's yeah, every day. And so like they want to, I think what they're doing is they're overusing the word so much that it's like, you know, everyone needs to kind of virtue signal once in a while to feel that they're not racist, I guess. And that makes me even more mad.
Well, it just goes to show you the tolerance level between the right and the left, right? The left just spews this racist crap at us all the time. And how many times does a right winger think, well, at least, I'm not a useful idiot? But
Mm-hmm.
we're too polite for that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But they have no politeness at all.
Okay, election predictions. Where do you see it happening? So you already predicted the conservative government's going to win pretty much on a landslide, I guess, or a majority. And I was going to ask you something else. What was it? How long have you been watching the show? How long?
Oh, about 6 months or so.
Oh, good. I'm happy. See, everybody that's in the comment section needs to do their due diligence and come on the show. I don't care if it's 1 time or 10 times. If you want to support this transmission, just come on the show. That's all I ask of you.
Yeah. And another thing. So I'm 64. Yeah, I'm 64.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to work for Nortel, software engineer for 25 years, got laid off, got sold to Ericsson for 3 years. They laid me off. And then, whatever. And all the engineering jobs went to India. They all went to India, everything. I was a software engineer for like 35 years. And
Wow.
it's a terrible job. I was glad when they laid me off. You could slap a pager on you for 24 hours, 7 days a week, right? That's just terrible. Terrible.
That's horrible, man. I never thought it was like that. When I think of software engineer, I think of a nice, cozy villa in somewhere in Hollywood Hills. And, you work your 10, 15 years, make the big bucks, have a helicopter or something,
Well, after 25 years. No, I started work in 1984. By 1999, my salary was $94,000. I started at $25,000. But from 1999 to 2013, salary was frozen for at $94,000, right? Now, these people from India, when I left, I think they were paying them $40,000, right? I think. But,
wow. Wow.
I could tell you stories about software engineering. It's just amazing, right? At Nortel, they're always trying to offload our work to India. And so they're trying to take the pager, but every time they have a pager call, they can't do it. So they called us in Ottawa, not in Ottawa, but in Mississauga. And the manager said, well, how come you can't transfer this to India? And the guy says, well, it's very simple. I got 25 years experience. These people at India only stay on the job for 3 months. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Well, she didn't want to hear that, right?
Right.
It demoted the guy and he quit.
Wow.
This sort of bullshit goes on all the time in software engineering. Very few people talk about it. Michelle Malkin from the United States is the only one that wrote a book on it, right?
Mm-hmm. What's the book called? Do you remember what the book's called?
Oh, I got it here. Hang
on. So we got Harold G. on the show tonight from Mississauga, Ontario. It is 1:30 in the morning there, and he's taking his time out of his morning to share some crucial information, important information.
Yeah, the book's called Sold Out.
Sold?
Sold Out.
Sold Out.
Yeah, by Michelle Malkin. Yeah.
Let's look it up here. Sold. Oh, let's look at the book here, see what it looks like. Sold Out by Mich. I like how here we go. Yeah, okay, I got it here. It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
So, billionaires, Beltway, tech billionaires, high-tech billionaires, right?
Yep, that's it.
Yep. Yeah, anyways. So what we'll do is, Harold, we'll keep you on the pulse. Any last words you want to add?
Yeah, okay. I bought my house in 1992,
Okay.
I paid $178,000 for it, right?
Okay.
At the time, I was making 50,000. I think my wife was making 40. And at the time, I thought it was way overpriced, but I bought it anyway. Now the damn thing is worth 950,000. Every time I hear that number, I just laugh. I say, "This house isn't worth $950,000. What are they smoking?" And you're one of the few guys I know that understands this. You know, I say, "Look, are you crazy? This house worth 950,000."
Have you seen my videos of what you could buy in Jackson, Mississippi for $100,000?
Yeah, I know.
Or what you could buy in South Carolina or outside of Georgia for like $170,000, a 10-bedroom and a 7-bath.
Yeah.
So, you know, 900,000, you could buy a beautiful mansion in Hollywood Hills.
Oh, the best is the 5.5 mil in Vancouver recently. That's a good one.
Oh, you saw that one with that 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom bungalow?
Yeah. And the 600,000 in downtown Toronto. That's another one. Huh?
The garage.
For the garage.
Beautiful. Yeah, the garage was a good one. I like the garage. The garage was a little good one. What is it? 300 square feet or something for 600,000?
Oh, what a joke.
I think you could buy. I think if they sold real estate on the moon, it'd be cheaper than that garage.
It's just so hilarious. Anyways, I'll let you go, Mike. Okay.
Well, Harold, thank you for calling in, and please come on to the show more often. I appreciate it. And maybe we'll have you on to fill like maybe the tech sector, or because you know technology and you're a software engineer, you could tell us what's happening or what to look at in upcoming trends.
No. I'm an auto mechanic now, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay, brother.
Okay.
You have a good one. Good night, okay?
Okay, thanks. Bye.
All right. That's our man, Harold G. in Mississauga, who is basically watching Mike in the Night now, or the Mike Martin channel, for 6 months now. Mike in the Night, Gemini Crew with Mike in the Night. Everyone's complaining. I've got a lot of messages here on Skype that they got no notification. There's Beaver saying, "Mike, no notification. What's up with YouTube?" And he's in Milwaukee. We got Levin in South Dakota saying the same thing. YouTube notifications on. What's the deal? And then we got Crypto Man in Sydney, Australia, saying, "I like the bus story you did today for Sydney. The bus story you did today. I did a bus story today. So guys, if you want to send me an email and remain anonymous, I'll tell your story. And Solid Extra saying, I didn't get a notification. Yeah, no, not my channel. Unless I do this, unless I start pouring gravy down my pants halfway through the show. So if YouTube is saying, this guy's pouring gravy down his pants, let's give him a boost, then they'll send out notifications to people to let them know I'm going live, right? And that's really sad, because there's a lot of channels out there with like half the subs that I have, and everybody gets a notification. And they usually get 200-300 people watching, you know? Yeah, Cognitive Rue, no notifications either here. Mike Martin's. That's it. They just don't want to get this channel. Shadow banning, I got notifications either, says Zombie Apocalypse Gary. Someone's telling me to start an email, phone number list, text us when we're going live. What I do, like, guys, what I do is when you go on the channel here, what I usually do, if you go to community, I usually, this Time Magazine, The Reckoning of Canada, October 21st, 2019, Canadians will be doing their own reckoning at the ballot box. Can Trudeau hang on to his job as Canada's top model and ethically compromised leader? So that's a very interesting. Okay. Sold our gold to buy pot. Nice. Okay. All right, let's go back here. So you want to go to the community, and I usually post on the community when I do go live right here. Mike in the Night tonight, special time tonight. Add me on Skype, come on the show. I was going to start a bit later tonight because I went out with my wife. It was her birthday, so we went to a hockey game and we went to have dinner at Boston Pizza, and the whole family went. We had a great time. So let's go over some channel news here real quick, guys. We got 2 days ago. I asked, my wages have increased X percent in the last 10 years. So 196 people voted. 4% said 20%. 8% said 7%. 12% said 6%. 18% says 15%. And the biggest one is 0% in the last 10 years. Their wages have increased at 53%. So over half of the votes went towards to negative 0% or negative. Either their wages went down or they got no increase in the last 10 years. And that is an indicator right there. You don't need those pollsters to go out and say, now the Mike Martin's channel gives you a pollster right here. And then my rent has increased percentage in the last 5 years. So here we go. No raise in the last 5 years in rent for 27%, 2% for 5%, 4% for 8%, 6% for 6%, and the biggest one was 8% or more. So people have seen 8% increases in their rent in the last 5 years, and that's 54% takes the pie. So people are seeing wages not going up, and then they're seeing no raise in their rent. Wages not going up and rents increasing. And then the homeless displaced in my city is around. So I got 100 people vote on this. Here it is. Just a few people, regulars, 27%. 100 to 500 estimated, 17%. 500 to 1,000 estimated, 20%. 1,000 to 3,000 estimated, 10%. 3,000 or more commented, 25%. Wow. So guys, don't forget to send me your story. My email's here, MikeMartins1980. So if you want to kind of go anonymous and I could have no problem doing that. Freaking wake up, man. Woo! Mike in the night. We got Supreme Canon saying no kidding. And Zombie Apocalypse Gary says Shearer wants to remove stress test and 30-year mortgages. NDP are pushing for free everything, and libs would be more of the same. None of these parties appeal to me at this point. Zombie Gary, you want to call me buddy or what? Or are you scared of calling into Mike in the Night? Zombie Apocalypse Gary contributes a lot into the comment section, so he needs to call in. Supreme Canon there. So let's get back to what we're talking about here. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Here, I'll leave my Instagram in there if you guys care to follow me. I appreciate it. And you can message me there too. Guys, come on. I need you guys on Patreon. $1 a month. And I'm using it to actually upgrade I'm upgrading the video card, sound card, solid state hard drive. Every penny that's given to me on Patreon, as little as $1 a month, not even the price of a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee is $2. So, anyways, all right, let's minimize this crap. Let's go back to what we were talking about here. Okay, let's go back. So, guys, check out the sold out book that was basically recommended by our. Wow, this author's. Wow, she's beautiful. Holy crap. Wow, she's very beautiful. Okay, let's go back here. Stunning clip shows billions in gold cash hidden in Chinese city mayor's secret basement. You could make a whole song about this. Wow, that's a lot of gold. All right, let's keep going. Does the Libra threaten monetary sovereignty? No, it doesn't. That's, I guess, the stupid Facebook thing they're trying to do. Why the U.S. decoupling miracle ends in 72 hours? Which banks were behind the Repocalypse funding squeeze? Oh, there's a lot of banks, and like 22% really needed the help. 50, then another 30% needed a smidge of help. Yeah. It's time to go. Over half of California voters have considered leaving the state. Guys, we've discussed California going into a cesspool of zombie nation. And this is it. Remember Wagons West? All we talked about was Wagons West on this channel. And what was it? Wagons West and U-Hauls East. If you remember me bringing that up on Mike in the Night like a year and a half ago with the mass exodus of Californians. Now entering California, the land of milk and honey. Now leaving California, land of taxation and regulation. Yeah, and that's where a lot of businesses are heading. They're going to Arizona. They are going to Texas. They are going, and see that I need to get Walking Journey on the show because Walking Journey was complaining about the Californians moving into Texas and trying to liberalize it. And why would you want to liberalize a place that you left because you couldn't stand? It doesn't make any sense. Harold says, I couldn't stop laughing when I watched Mike's 20 tons of cocaine video. Yeah, the White Lines one. You know? All right. So, yeah, it looks like the Raven's awake. Who else we got? We got German Instincts in the comments there. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people just don't know that I'm live right now, and it's sad. Because the libs destroy, they don't build. Yeah, that's a good one, Badonair. That's a really good point you brought up right there. Raven says cryptos have only been introduced to society for one reason: to get you prepped for the central bank cryptos, which are well on their way. Then private cryptos will be banned. Let's get the Raven on. Where the hell's Raven? I hope he didn't get arrested again. Oh, I think he's in the cottage. I think he's at the cottage. I don't know if he has signal up there. Yo, what's up, dog?
Not much.
Why are you wearing sunglasses at like 1 o'clock in the morning?
I have to keep some anonymity here, okay?
Okay.
I don't think the AI supercomputers will be able to read my retinas in the future.
Oh, okay. I see. Are you at the cottage right now?
No, I'm at home.
Oh, I thought you went to the cottage.
I did, but I only went out for the day.
Oh, it was a day thing.
Yeah, just to pick up the food out of the freezer and shut it down for the winter.
Do you have the FBI on your headset?
No.
Secret Service?
Mike Martin's the reason my social credit score is going in the toilet.
Yes. Okay, really quick. Where's social credit score? What have you read up on lately? Anything new? Any rollouts? You're saying there's a lot of caribars rolling out in your city?
It's mostly China. It's coming here. It's unbelievable the amount of crap, and most Chinese like it. I think 80% say. Well, you know what? They have to say that too. I forgot. You know, you never get a real honest answer from anybody in China because it's communist. But like they have to go on an app every day and read what the supreme ruler is doing that day, and then answer a couple questions. And if they get them wrong, they lose points on their social credit score. It's unbelievable the stuff that they have to. And it's going to be right.
I heard about that whole thing, like where there's speeches, and sometimes there's announcements from the great leader, and then sometimes they get asked certain questions, and if they don't answer them right, that means they haven't been following what their great leader has been saying.
Yeah,
that's
and then
scary, dude. That is Big Brother's watching you, no place to hide.
You know, and even here in Winnipeg, like I'm seeing cameras go up like crazy, man. The big dome cameras, they're putting them at all intersections right now. and they're starting to put them in between intersections. And some intersections, big ones, are getting 2 or 3 cameras. You can't go on a main road in Winnipeg without, they could watch you from one side of the city to the other and in between. And you're on camera constantly here. You have to go on the side roads and the side streets to get away from and I'm sure they're going to start hitting those streets at some point too. It's going to be a whole network of cameras, 5G towers, everything's running automated. Hey, I took a train yesterday. First time I went back since 6 weeks holidays, and I have a computer. Actually, I'm going to show you the computer. Hold on a sec. This is really cool. This will be a first that you'll see this here. This is really cool. 150 hours or 150 years of rule books.
Okay.
Oh, hold on a sec here. I lost it. Can you still see me on the camera there?
Yeah, I see you.
Here, can you see this here?
Yeah, it's a phone.
No, it's a tablet. It's a little bigger than a phone.
Okay.
It's a tablet, and everything's on here. Everything I can do is on here. All our rule book is on here.
Wow, safety, all that crap.
Everything for reorganizing customer tracks, putting our work, sending our work out, everything, learning, all our courses are on there.
Do you have fingerprint or?
You could use a keypad, just like a phone, the same options that a phone has. Uh-huh. But yeah, it's really cool. And no more rule books. There's 150 years of rule books gone, and that was the first trip. I just used this thing, and it's really cool. It's automation, eh? It's coming, man.
It's scary though. But let me tell you what's happening. I spoke to my man Travis down in downtown Vancouver. He's working for like a project company it's like a Skynet company.
Yeah.
And they're not a publicly traded company, okay? And what they're doing is they're working on quantum computing. Now, he's been working on quantum computing now for about 11 years for this company. And what they're working on is he caught one of my shows and he said, Mike, let me tell you something about what your friend Raven said with the cameras and what you were talking with Supreme Canon about the social credit score in China. The new quantum computing that's going to be introduced or unveiled in the second quarter of 2020 is going to be too expensive for the average household to own, but it's going to be designed for your 10,000 cameras. So the algorithmic, loaded algorithmic data, whatever that they're working with, okay, is going to work perfectly with the quantum computing because it would take, he said, like 25 rooms in a school full of computers to monitor all those cameras. So with a good quantum computer, it only picks up and sends signal if something goes out of the algorithmic, he said, out of the algorithmic equation. And then there's an alert that's given, right? So that's what he's talking about. Your 10,000 cameras they're setting up is going to be running on a quantum computer. They're not going to set up a whole school full of computers and have a bunch of Joe Donuts sitting there drinking coffee and watching them.
Yeah, and with China, like that Steve Stevens said earlier there, that Chinese computer, that supercomputer, they come out with cameras that can see 5 times better than the human eye. It can pick you out of a stadium right away. Stuff's moving a little too fast, eh? Like technology's moving a little too fast. I don't like all this digital talk about currencies going digital. I haven't moved a lot of my assets into different currencies, different things that I want to do. I believe that China's going to be the first to digitalize their currency. I think that's coming. There already were rumors of them doing it by November 1st, which was alarming. And I'll tell you, if China digitalizes the yuan, you can buy yuan anywhere in the world. Where does that leave the U.S. and the dollar? Like they're going to have to be on that too. I think it's a race to digitalize. And what's Trump's lawyer there, Giuliani? He's going to a conference to talk about digital currencies, digital investment, and Putin's going to be at that conference too. And I think that I think that they're a little behind the 8 ball on where they want to be with these digital currencies. I think they want to roll them out now, but we're not prepared for them yet. I think that it's a race between the big countries to digitalize, and whoever gets there first is going to have the upper hand in getting market share probably in the world. But
Well, can I scare you a bit?
Sure.
What about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, when Elon Musk said that they're looking at chipping people in the brain and some sort of. So how do you feel about that? I know you don't like. It's remember a year and a half ago, I made a video outside my old store in the summer where I talked about one of the worst and most dangerous things we could do is getting into transhumanism. Remember that?
You know what? I'm watching Boston Dynamics, and they're making these robots doing backflips, and they're doing parkour. They're jumping over boxes, and that little Spot the robot, they're making those things run around. But I don't trust that stuff. That stuff's going to be our demise in the future. They should slow down a little bit. Hey, let's pick a date in the past, like 1970. Let's go back to that technology. It was okay back then. We don't need all this shit. I think they're opening Pandora's box with all that AI, and that is a little bit too far. I don't think that they really know what the implications of that's going to be in the future. And as far as that 5G that Solid was asking there, you know how I stand. I always said I think 5G is going to have a nefarious attachment. It's going to be a control method for uprising. I believe social unrest and civil unrest against the government is going to be one of the. Remember the word terrorism when it came out in 2008? George Bush, they created their little word there that they could control through fear. I think social unrest is going to be the new go-to word across the world. And people say, oh, do you think there will be more homeless people? I think the amount of working people and homeless are going to switch. If there's 10% homeless, I think there's going to be 10% working, and there's going to be 90% homeless. This is going to be a huge move in the homeless. And there's something else I wanted to bring up was that repo market that we were talking about there. That repo market, I did a lot more investigating and truly trying to understand the repo market and the reverse repo market. It's either repo or reverse. It depends on who's giving who the money.
Right.
If the Fed is buying, if the Fed's putting up treasuries, if the Fed's putting up treasuries in the form of bills, then the banks will pay the money to them, and they'll drain the liquidity out of the banking system. And a repo would be the opposite of the banks getting the money from them, putting up their securities.
So it's reverse. It's a reverse deleveraging.
Yes. So the question is, when Lehman happened in 2008 there, they stopped lending each other money, the banks, because
they didn't trust each other.
No, because there were bad mortgages,
Well, there was too much bad.
Yeah, and they knew that. And they knew that. They were hidden in tranches, right? There was triple B credit hidden in tranches that were labeled AAA and stuff like. It was all fraudulent mortgages and they knew that, and they backed away from lending against those securities.
Right.
Why now? What do they know now? Why are they not lending against these? And what caused that shortage of liquidity? What did they see now? That's the question. And that's going to come out probably within the next month. That's the question.
We're talking about the great question I asked. What's the angle?
Exactly. You asked that. I asked you. I said, what is the angle? I've seen so many articles on it now. Some people think it's Deutsche Bank, but there was some reasoning as to why the LIBOR barely moved, that it's not European. Some people think that it's.
I could see Deutsche Bank being a reason, because Deutsche Bank's tentacles reach way out into the world, so it could create some sort of a ripple effect throughout the entire banking system. I could see that.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody in here caught the last USA Watchdog video. It came up just a couple hours ago, but I watched it, and Rob Kirby was on, and he feels that. It's them pumping useless money, billions and billions, into the oil sector and the fracking sector that are not performing, and they're pumping the money in, and it's causing a liquidity shortage that way. That's what he thinks the take is on it. Everybody's got, we all got an idea, of what might be, but nobody knows. So anybody in this room's guess is as good as any professional out there, because nobody knows. Make your guess, and maybe you'll be right. Nobody can figure it out, though.
Okay. backtrack one little bit here. Quantum computing also is on, obviously, it's a more of a military thing, and it's also a federal government thing, of course. Why? They're contracting, the federal government's contracting these companies, my friend's company, is because not only they want to hook up cameras, but they also want to make sure they have a foolproof, anti-hack proof via quantum computing for cryptocurrencies. Because you need a huge database to run cryptocurrencies, especially all these thousands of transactions per second need to be dated, recorded, and you need supercomputing for that. You can't do that on average PCs.
I believe all cryptos are done. It's going to be central bank.
Oh, I'm talking about when it goes federal.
Yeah, okay, when it goes federal, maybe.
Because they want to track it.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the good cryptos where it's untraceable, we don't know who it is, and there's no middleman. That's the one I'm not talking about that. I'm talking when it goes federal and then it becomes regulated, then we're in a lot of trouble.
You know, if I didn't believe that they were going to squash all the cryptos, I'd be so gung-ho into Bitcoin right now, closing at higher highs and higher lows at a continuous pace from its inception. I would be so gung-ho into Bitcoin. I just believe they're going to squash it. That's a no. I can't buy it. I know it should go to like $100,000 easily, but common sense tells me cryptos are done. They're done with what you see going on in China, India, and that. So it's all like you said.
Which Commonwealth country do you see going in first? I think Australia is going to be first.
Commonwealth country? I don't know. Mark Carney brought it up at Jackson Hole, so it could be Europe. They're in a big problem, man. They got a lot of problems there. You never know. You never know, because I don't believe it, and I don't believe anything they say. I believe that the impeachment for Trump is just it's a distraction away from the repo market. I believe, hey, too many people looking at the repo. Oh, impeach Trump, get that stuff going again.
That's the left hand and the right hand, and yeah. So what do you think? Let me ask you. What do you think of Trump's impeachment number 483?
It's a nothing burger, man. I've said that from the start. I bet my dad $50 that Trump would be elected. He never did pay me my $50.
What?
What? You know what? The Rothschilds.
Although he said Rothschild and he cut off, guys. Hold on. Raven, you're cutting up, buddy. Hold on. You're cutting up. Hold on. Okay, it's smooth now. Every time you say the R word, it freezes up.
Okay, the R people there.
Mm-hmm. It froze up again. See,
they were given Hillary Clinton.
It froze up again. I don't think you could say the letter R.
Okay, the people who own Goldman Sachs and the Fed.
Okay.
they were giving Hillary Clinton $100,000 a plate dinner for her campaign when she was running for president. Mm-hmm. But they had already picked Trump. You see, we all know their only choice is to inflate the currency. You can't pay your debt. You can't default. And the only way you are going to hyperinflate a currency, the only way is a loss of confidence in your government. That's the only way. Mm-hmm. I don't care. People say, oh, we'll print money. Not until you lose confidence in your government, you're not going to hyperinflate. That's the only way you're going to hyperinflate. So who do you get in there for a loss of confidence in the government? Damn, he's doing a pretty good job. And the repo market's firing up again. They're well on their way. They got it all. But they don't want us looking at that. So they throw the impeachment thing in there again. Throw it in impeach. Dow goes down. Tweet a little bit about the trade war. It's all managed, everything. It's all, you got to look past the smoke and look past the bush to see what's hiding over there. That's it. Believe nothing they say. Just look at what's the objective.
No, but okay, let me ask you this now. What, okay, the whole climate change thing. Now, I don't believe the repo market's
Greta.
big. Okay, hold on. I don't think the repo market's big enough for the climate change thing. There's something bigger happening for the climate change. To get everyone to close their stores down and have all these protests on the street and stuff, I honestly think there's something really bigger than anything right now, that anything of everything is happening to put the climate change front and center at the UN meetings and all these meetings and climate summits and all this garbage. There's something happening full front and center, full stop. And then what is really happening, Raven? I don't think it's the squat.
Do you want to know?
The introduction to cryptos? Could it be?
No. They're going to run this thing so hard, so big. They're going to blow this bubble so big because at the end, it's going to be so much easier to cull the herd. I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to cull the herd and they're going to stretch the resources another 50 years because at the speed we're going, our resources are running out, man.
Okay,
that's a no-brainer. And you're dealing with psychopaths. We've seen what they've done in the past, not mentioning any dates because you'll get flagged. We've seen what they've done in the past. Now look at the greater good of the country. Now they're going to think of it as the greater good of humanity. We have to do this. Yes. There's too much people. And you know what? If I've seen some projections. If we go full retard, 85% dead in North America in 6 months. That's full retard on the projections that they've done. And they'll just let the world take care of itself. But you got to build it up as big as, because they always say the longer they let it go, the more pain that's going to be felt. I think that's what they're doing. They're never going to leave a travesty go to waste. They never will. Use your brains, man. That's all you got to do. Think the way they think. And they are the most sinister people on the planet.
Okay,
you know?
Hear me out. Hear me out. Just hear me out on this one.
Sure.
You got this climate change that's full stop. I'm talking it's everywhere. It's on front pages. It's what they're feeding us. And the funny part of this one is that a lot of people are actually buying this hook, line, and sinker. But what is the real thing? Like, there's something so big in the works. Either it's a real big hot war that's going to wipe out a percentage of us. Either they're going to pull the trigger on a mass pandemic, or it's going to be something. And I think this climate change thing is the best direction they could get because everyone's buying it. And this is the first time since the space race that everyone's buying this. You know what I'm saying?
Why is Fukushima blacked out so much? What's that done to our planet? You know, I think they know things that they don't tell us. Mm-hmm. There's a lot. Maybe there's definitely a hidden agenda. I don't know. I said to you before, what's the end game, man? I don't see what their end. We're going to fix everything so we can pump the population up to 9 billion. That's not a good idea. There's something coming up, and I don't think the world's going to like it. That's what I think. So, but like you said, it could be cryptos. Nah, I think it's way bigger than that, man. Way bigger.
Do you think they might usher in? Do you think this could be this? Okay, hear me out on this one. Look at my theory. Climate change, we got 10 years to live. Florida will be 25 feet underwater, just like Al Gore said 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They reissue it again. They rehash it. The whole climate change thing. 90% of the people are on board. 90% of countries sign all this stuff. And then guess what? Now that we are all on board as one nation, why don't we elect a world government? Could that be the introduction into unifying everyone on board to initiate one world government?
I think their plan was to destabilize the world to get to that end result. Yeah, through the Middle East, destabilize Europe with all everything that's going on in Europe with all the refugees. Destabilize America. Look at the stuff they've done in America, kneeling at the football games. The forefathers are racist. This, your boy is a girl, your girl is a boy. They're making Ken dolls and dolls that are neutral, like gender neutral now. They're making like Barbie dolls that are gender neutral. Did you see that
video I made about that?
You can't reverse it, man. You can't take that back. That's here now.
I know.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, watch my video on that. I take a very non-problematic angle on it, so it seems harmless the way I project it, but then it makes people, you know how I have to pick my words carefully?
Yeah. And look at the Georgia Guidestones, 500 million people. The earth must be maintained with 500 million people, written in 9 languages. They give you clues. They tell you. They told you through history they're going to inflate the currency. They told you they're going to take 7 countries in the Middle East. They told you what they want to do.
Who was
They
that
told
guy
you
that
their
went to that
plans.
meeting and he goes, "Yeah, they're going to take over Iraq, Iran, and this and that." And then
Yeah, that general. Yeah,
yeah, and
we
then
were
I go,
talking
and then I
about
go,
that.
and then I asked him, "What? Why?" And he goes, "I don't know."
I think they want to put a pipeline to the Caspian Sea. That's what they're. But you know what? They'll never move out of Iraq because that's their key position is Iraq. That's if you hold Iraq, you hold the Middle East. So, and you know what? Another thing on the Pope's plane, look at beside the door. It's a big sticker that says "One World Government." You know, they tell you it's everywhere. They tell you, look at the 1988 Phoenix magazine. The new world currency is coming. It's all right there, man. You just got to look at it, and it all comes to fruition as after they might be out a little bit of time. We never got a one world currency in 218, but you can bet by 220 it's probably going to be here. Those cryptos are moving fast, man.
All right, let's get some
Very
archival
fast.
footage here, guys, of our friend here. Let's get some. Let me just pull up a bit of archival footage here on YouTube of the law of the land and the land of the jungle here. Let's find the law of the land and the land of the jungle. I think it was the 1986 World Summit meeting. Was it 86? Let me look it up here. Government.
You had a whistleblower, Aaron Russo, who did he did documentaries. He did that at movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
He became friends. He became friends with David Rockefeller, very good friends. And Rockefeller used to talk to him and tell him secrets and told him that in next year we're going to have a reason to go after the oil. We're going to put RFID chips in everyone's hands, and if you don't comply, we're going to turn your chip off. You can't eat, you can't bank, you're gone. He says complete control. And Aaron Russo said, I don't want to be part of that. He even invited him into the Council on Foreign Relations. And Aaron Russo said, that's not my kind of life, man. I'm not about that. That's not me. And then he started whistleblowing about what Rockefeller said. Then he ended up dead. There's tons of information out there on what these guys have planned.
No, he committed suicide. He got stabbed 23 times in the back.
Yeah. Or like Supreme said, he went home and shot himself in the back of the head with a bolt-action rifle twice.
Okay, here we go. A New World Order.
Yeah.
So here it is from 1988 at the RNC speech with George Walker Bush. Here it is.
My opponent now says he'll raise them as a last resort or a third resort. But when a politician talks like that, you know that's one resort he'll be checking into. And
I don't think it's the New World Order one, but
my opponent
That's you're talking the older Bush guy. I looked that up the other day,
George
actually.
Walker Bush. Where are you, George Walker Bush, buddy? Come on, where are you?
I think I had
That's
trouble.
a really good speech he gives. Here it is.
A new world order.
Here we go. New World Order.
You want us to stand down. You want us to back off.
Oh, this guy's talking on the radio. That was what's his name before they took him out. What's his name?
You're talking about the speech where he says what we need is a one world government, and we will do it. And when we are successful, and we will be, that's what he says, and we will.
Not
and
the
they
law,
will be.
not the law of the jungle, but the law of the land, right?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm just trying to find that one. Here it is. New World Order speech. Here it is, folks. People are finding it here and there. I'm just trying to. Come on. These damn intros.
For ourselves and for future generations, a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be.
Yeah, their end game is for you to have an RFID chip in your hand. You're going to be tied into the 5G network. Mm-hmm. Everything's going to be automated. There's going to be no jobs. They know that. They've got to shed some people off this planet. Let
me ask you, in that speech, who is we? When he says, when we are successful, who is we?
Council on Foreign Relations, all their, it's a hard puzzle to put together. You could without sounding like a conspiracy theorist, it's the Freemasons, it's the Bilderberg Group, it's the Skull and Bones, there's so many of them. It's the banking, it's the elites, I'd say mostly the Council on Foreign Relations. There's 4,000 members, and they guide the world in the way it goes. But that Bilderberg Group, they keep everything's very hush hush what they do. But I think the real plans, like the really dire plans, are probably made in private residences, in mansions where there's only 3 or 4 people sitting around. That's where and those people are insulated, and you'll never hear about them. You never hear Russia.
Super committees.
Yeah, the head,
they're the ones
high.
that decided. They're the guys who put that guy in charge, like the president of the European Union that got voted in. Well, he wasn't voted in; they just put him there. And they're like, Nigel Farage is like, who the hell is this guy? I didn't vote this guy in. Who is this guy? Where did he come from?
Yeah, right down to street level drug dealers. They all know they should be insulated. Everybody should be insulated if they want to get away with a crime. So the Rothschilds, probably 5 or 6 different insulations between them and Trump. Trump will never be tied back to the Rothschilds.
Mm-hmm. See, you said the R word, guys, and look what
there's
happened.
Companies,
His thing
and then those companies.
You froze again.
Really?
Every time you say the R word, you freeze up.
Can we change their name?
Yeah, we could call them the. Let's coin the term right now. We're gonna coin a term right now for the R men. What if we just call them the R men?
The R men. Yeah. Okay. The R men.
Or their original word or their original name, the Red Shields.
You know what? If you go to Switzerland, that's where the are. Go look at all the mansions, and you'll see the Red Shield, the Reichschild. It's called the Reichschild Rothschild. That watched the guy's documentary. He went to all those mansions and seen the Red Shield above all of those mansion doors, and that's the Rothschild emblem, the Reichschild, the Knights Templar. That goes back to the beginning, and then you can tie it into the Bible, and wow. Revelations 13, 16, 18, and you will have a mark on your forehead or in your hand, and you will not bank without this mark. That was written 2,000 years ago or so, and it's coming to fruition. Almost like they knew it was going to come to fruition, eh? Ingenious.
Okay, like I don't want to get all spiritual here, and something dawned on me a few months back was in the Bible. Basically, Jesus said, "You will be with me in the afterlife. You will be in paradise." Blah blah blah. Right? And a lot of Christians believe that when they pass on, they have another life after death. It's not over. Life begins when you die. Blah blah blah. But they've been believing this for thousands of years, Raven. But here's the deal: ever since the invention of CPR in the '60s, and they bringing people back after they die for 5, 10, 20 minutes. They're all seeing the same thing when they die, and they're like, I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing this, and this is incredible. It's unearthly. I've never seen anything like it. Now, after the invention of CPR comes out, they're all seeing the same thing from whatever culture they're from. I think there's a bigger control out there. That's just my opinion. I believe that there's really something huge. And I think, have you seen the movie that I recommended the other day on Morning Coffee with Mike called The 13th Floor?
Yeah, no, I never seen it, but I remember you. Who was in that? There was a big actor in that.
There's 3 big actors in it. Some of them are really young, like really like before they became really famous. But I really want you to watch the 13th. Guys, I need you to watch The 13th Floor. It's from like the mid-90s. It is a very good movie because at the end of the movie, it's going to make you question it's going to make you question your life. It's going to make you wonder why, and it's going to actually,
You know what? I see. I don't want to sway anyone from the Bible. I see it as a control method, one that's outlived its use.
Oh, and the now 13th floor has nothing to do with biblical anything. It's like more of what you talk about. Some of the stuff you talk about, more the hidden agenda. So. I'm going to show you guys a photo of what the movie looks like. So I really want you guys to every movie I've recommended for you guys has been really good, and everyone gives me positive feedback. And if the movie's not good, I will not waste my time telling you to watch this movie, because there's nothing, I don't gain anything on this, right? So here it is, The 13th Floor. Let's go to images. Raven promised me he's going to watch it.
Did I?
Yeah. So here's the cover right here. It's like this neon green color. And there it is, The 13th Floor. I've been fascinated by this. I don't want to play the video because it's going to flag me. I've been fascinated by this movie for years. And it's just something I've always dreamt about. Like something I've always dreamt about that could be a reality. That's all.
I believe the new Bible is going to be on a pole mounted close to your house, 1,000 feet away from each other.
Yeah, the 5G, right?
That's the new Bible, man. That's their new control method, and that's going to have once that's up and running. If it's military grade millimeter wavelength, they say it can boil your blood or boil your eyes or your blood if you're in its wavelength. So if they net the whole city in it, they can turn on certain quadrants, say where there's protesters, and they just have to disperse. They can clean the streets. I see stuff like that. I believe that's probably something that they would have, because, hey, crap is going to hit the fan, man. I believe it's going to hit the fan bad. I believe bad days are coming. I don't want to be a doom and gloom. Well, I hate being a doom and gloomer. I would rather it be good. I was living years ago in the thought that, everything's going to be good. I'm going to buy a duplex, and I buy another one. I'm going to buy another, and then I'll buy this, and I'll retire nice and have a great. I started selling. Once I realized what was going on, and I started selling everything. I would rather have gone the other way and lived a nice carefree life and enjoyed retirement and all that. I don't want to live this way where I have to watch where I spend my money. I have to put money in gold. I have to put money in silver. I have to sell my properties. I have to downsize. I don't want to live this way. I'd rather live the other way, but I'm a realist and I just calling it the way I see it. Nobody has to believe what I say. This is just my opinion, but that's the way I see it. So
well,
I think bad
everyone
times
has their opinion, and everyone's allowed to share it, and that's why I want. We had a new guest call into the show. Harold called in earlier.
Yeah,
and he gave us some.
I made a comment on a YouTube channel yesterday, and I got blocked on the channel.
Why?
Was a guy? Well, he's a guy that talks about economy all the time. And he's in California, and he was walking around with his phone showing malls that were closed down, like stores that were closed down. And as he's walking with his phone, looking at the windows saying closed, I could see in the reflection that he had a really good looking brunette girl with him, right? And he worries so much about that it's all going to crash. It's all going to crash. Just constantly, he's all ever said. And I made a comment. I said, hey, a word of advice. Maybe you want to spend some time focusing on the girl in the reflection, or reflection is all you will have. And he blocked me for that.
Woo!
Spend some time focusing on the girl in the reflection, or reflection is all you will have. It was a good one. I thought it was good. He blocked me. He didn't like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, not everybody likes everybody's opinion, eh?
Oh, God forbid. God forbid, right? So, guys, here's a little wallpaper here of the 13th Floor. Raven's going to watch it, and then he's going to tell us what he thinks.
Is it on Netflix?
I don't think so. This is it's not a B movie either. It was actually has a lot of good actors, a lot of famous actors actually in this movie. But unfortunately, it just never went anywhere. But it's very good. And
you know what? I don't have Netflix. I don't have
it's
cable
on Netflix.
TV.
You're gonna have to torrent it somehow.
Yeah. Here's an interesting story. I canceled my cable TV January 2nd, 2012. Mm-hmm. In January 14th of the same year, 2012, I woke up. I completely woke up to what was going on 2 weeks after I canceled my cable, just by going on to YouTube.
Dude,
right
I haven't
after
had cable since 2006.
Yeah, but 8 years ago, yeah, I've been annoying people for 8 years. 8 years now.
Oh, Raven, I can't see you
Uh,
annoying people for 8 years.
oh yeah, I have. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, man, yeah. All right. Well, I wanted to have you on and get you a little bit of feedback because it's been a few days, and I wanted to know what your thoughts were on the whole climate thing. I wanted to know what your thoughts were on the whole Trump's 433 impeachment attempt, and then I got
It's
your
not.
thoughts on.
I'll guarantee you, Trump's impeachment goes nowhere.
Of course, it's
Nowhere.
gonna go nowhere. Why are they wasting
Here's
taxpayers' money on this crap?
okay. Joe Biden, his kid's a criminal. Okay, a crackhead criminal. That's going to come out of the wash right away. Biden's on his last legs. He's half senile. He's going to be done. Elizabeth Warren is going to be pretty much their only real nominee that they can throw at it. By the time Wall Street gets through with her, because she wants to give everything away. Modern monetary theory, the Green New Deal. They're gonna play it up, but she's gone. Trump's in 2020, man. That's how it'll play out. Biden's going to be gone. Elizabeth Warren will be the competitor, and then Trump will win. They won't use the Electoral College this time. That was genius that they did that last time. That was utterly genius. Mm-hmm. I thought that was brilliant.
Well, they had to put the Electoral College in because then California and New York will decide the president every time.
I don't think there's any deciding. Like Green, the investment banker, said, the whistleblower. You always got to check the whistleblowers. That guy said in the 70s they picked Carter 2 years before he was elected. And they said, we own both sides. He said, he was in the meeting. They told him, we own both sides, So it doesn't matter who you vote for. That's just to make everybody think they have a decision, but there's no decision there. Soros's buddy owns the machines. Mm. Maybe
and
I think
Halliburton's my favorite company.
Halliburton, yeah, and yeah. What did Paul Martin own? Canada Steamships.
Yeah.
And who was it? Wasn't he hooked up with the getting inoculated their H1N1? He owned the medicine for that, so he made nothing but money, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't get vaccinated. I haven't got vaccinated in 25 years. I don't do that. I don't want to do that. I stay away from that. I don't. Yeah, but Trump's going to win in 2020. That's. I'll make a bet if anyone wants to bet on that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You think he's going to win?
I think he's going to win.
Yeah. And I also believe that the repo markets are telling a sign of something bigger that's coming down the pipe. That's just a little crack. There's going to be something that comes out of the wash on that, or it's going to get worse. That don't put the repo markets on the back burner. Keep up on that story. Watch that story.
Of course, this is huge. This is more free money to pay back free money, to give free money, to leverage this, to re-leverage this, and reverse leverage, and then re-back leverage, and RICO conspiracy, spoofing, bank fraud, wire frauds. Now, my last question to you is, Raven, are the banks too big to jail?
I don't think, in the end, someone's going to have to pay the fiddler for everything they did. Look at the RICO statute. RICO statute's 30 years, that's organized crime. Those guys are going down. And who are they going to take with them? Maybe that's connected to how big this repo, what? I never thought about that.
If it's connected, no, hold up.
Yeah,
if it's that connected, you're going to see a lot of Epsteins.
Epstein.
You're going to see a lot of Epstein suicides. I could tell you that right now. If it's that heavily connected, I think they threw a few pawns in the mix.
They went up the ladder a little bit there. There was a lower guy who took out, there's 3 or 4 now that are down, but a lower guy took out a guy higher up. So, but think about it. That when they took over Bear Stearns, they bought the books on Bear Stearns, and Bear Stearns had the largest short position on silver in the world, I think it was, and they had to assume that short position, which they got killed on the short position. So that's why they were manipulating the silver back and forth, and silver ran up to $50, right, in 2011. So There's something about that. There's a lot of fraud, and Jamie Dimon knew all that fraud was going on. He had to know all that fraud. That was the leader of his commodities, world commodities trading desk. Like that guy, they all knew what was going on. So this just coming out, the RICO statute on these guys, and if they're getting really tough with that, why are the banks stopping lending each other money? They see something that they don't like. Maybe it's tied into that silver and gold manipulations that are coming out with RICO. Because when you start talking RICO, all of a sudden a $25 million fine ain't going to fix the problem. Because Jamie Dimon's law is, you can steal as long as we make 90 cents on every dollar that you steal.
Right.
Right.
You pay the $4 million fine for the $20 million you earned.
There might be some very big fish that are coming down on this, and maybe that has a play on that repo market. Who knows? I think it's going to be very interesting to stay tuned and watch that.
It will come to light. It's just no lies stay hidden forever. You know that.
Yeah, it'll come. So, but look at Europe. They're going to start printing 20 billion a month starting November 1st, and Powell said that it looks like they're going to start up a permanent repo or a permanent window. So QE4 is here, man.
It's not QE4, sweetheart. It's QE infinity.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. They can't go away. They can't get away from it. How long is this going to last, though?
The question is no. The right question to ask is, how long would they make this last?
Well, Japan went a long time, but they're an island. Australia, pretty much an island, right? Can something, once you tie the whole world is getting into the same position, can this go as long as Japan? Can we just go slow growth? Can we go like just economy like that for so long like that? I don't want to go 20 years and no growth with no way to make yield. I don't know. I don't think they can. I think they want to roll out a whole new system. The debts, you know what? They can't. The debts are too big.
Yeah.
Like
that's the problem.
They're just too. We're debt disabled. Like Michael Pinto says, we are a debt disabled economy. And I think they're hiding way more than we know. They only give us little tidbits of how they want us to perceive what's going on. You can bet it is not what's going on, but we'll see. There's just don't fall for the stuff that they tell you. You got to look behind and figure out if they're saying that, what are they trying to achieve? If they're saying Trump's going to be impeached, what are they trying to hide? If they say this, why is it that? They always trying to achieve something else with what they throw at you.
Of course. They're always making you look at the left hand while the right hand's doing something else.
Yeah. So
okay. All right. I'm going to kick you off. It was nice having you on the show. I appreciate it. And if there's anything big happening during the week, I'll call you during morning market talks if there's anything big happening.
Okay, there's a guy on here in your chat room there. He's got a pretty low social credit score. I think his name's Supreme Cannon. You should call him up there.
Yeah, he's got a low social... Yeah, everyone that's affiliated with Mike Martins has some sort of target on them now.
You know what? I would not be surprised in one bit if being on this channel comes back to bite us in the ass in 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
The funny thing is, if we can't do this, if we can't be talking like we're just talking, then we got a problem. Then there's no point in existing then.
Well, they stop you from getting on airplanes in China. They stop you from taking the train, but they ain't going to stop me from taking the train.
No, you know what I mean, right, Raven? It's like... Yeah. What's the point of existing if you can't even have one of God's given testaments that we have is our freedom to speak?
I'm looking at the cameras in my city right now, and I'm itching to get out of this city. Just looking at them, I don't want to be around all these cameras watching 24/7 everywhere. I at work I got a camera 2 feet in front of my face looking at me. The whole day I'm at work, 2 feet in front of my face is a camera looking at me. I can't handle it. I can't be on a camera 24/7. I drive in my city, I'm on camera. Everywhere I go, there's photo radar, cameras everywhere. Get to work, there's a camera looking at me. This computer they gave me has got GPS. It's got a camera on it. There's cameras everywhere. I don't like all this. I don't like being monitored 24/7.
You know what this reminds me of? Do you remember that
I
song
like
from
it.
the 70s or late 60s, early 70s, where they were complaining about signs everywhere, signs, people
Yeah,
walking, breaking
yeah,
my whatever. Don't do this,
yeah,
don't do that. Can't you read the signs?
yeah.
Well, back in the 60s and 70s, there was signs telling you what you could do and can't do, where to go, where you could go. And we still have them, but
We can't
now
see
it's
them.
cameras everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. Or subliminal signs you can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, they mastered propaganda and hiding it in television. And you know what? There's things they're doing with these cell phones that we have no idea. But not too many people can put their cell phone down, which is pretty amazing in itself. Highly addictive cell phones.
Well, I'm
And
pretty sure 50% of the people watching the show are probably watching watching us on their cell phone.
yeah,
Maybe 60%, maybe 80.
I am.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah. Anyways, I'll let you go, Mike, and you can give someone else a call there.
All right, God bless you. Have a good night.
Okay, right on. Thanks.
All right. That's the Raven, guys, and he is, let me get this here. Wow. Let me just move this over here. So, okay, so it is like 11, 12, 1. It's like, wow, it's like 2 in the morning there. Wow, people are up in the morning watching Mike in the Night. We got a message here from Rennie. I think I just turned off my Skype. We got a message here from Rennie, who basically saying, on interstate, on I-75, south of, hold on, I was way on the edge of the screen there. South of Orlando, on the Florida Turnpike, listening to the Mike Martin's channel. All right, people burning the midnight oil. Wow, driving a truck at freaking 2 in the morning. Yeah. Mikey's head isn't so shiny tonight. Yeah, I adjusted my lighting a bit, guys. So, Zombie Apocalypse Gary says he uses a laptop with no mic and or camera for that reason. Yeah. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary where things are going, but what do we do? I mean, we're so out of control with things that we can't retract everything that's already been implemented unless there's like a massive ice age that gets ushered in and 3,000-4,000 years from now they start finding relics of our civilization. Oh, look, one of these boxes again. What is that? They use it for computing power. Well, they used to compute things, and then they'll be looking at us, like we're like Stone Age, like they'll look at what we have as Stone Age because other civilizations can get so much more advanced than we are because maybe there might be anti-war and actually more about colonizing other planets. Who knows, man? Lord Humongous got some silver. So Ryan Holden saying I have my PC hooked up to a 50-inch television. So he's probably watching me on... Are you watching this on a 50-inch TV? Does it look good? Because I don't think my quality streaming is that good. Like... Timothy Max says I have over $1,000 in silver. Yep, he's watching. Ryan Holden's watching Mike in the Night. Ryan, are you? Where are you? Are you in Australia, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, Hong Kong, South Africa? I don't see Evan here. Evan is not on. He sent me another video of Hong Kong. I hope Evan's okay. I'm not sure. He's do not disturb right now. Oh, he lives in Pickering, Ontario? Or are you Pickering, Ireland? Or no, Pickering outside of London. No, I think he means Pickering, Ontario. Wow. Yeah, Ontario, he says there. Wow. 2:30 in the morning, man. Mike, would you invest in real estate in Sinitra? Are we talking about the Sinitra in Portugal, or are we talking about the Sinitra in what are we talking about? Give me a in Quebec? I wouldn't buy anything in Quebec. I just yeah. Oh, buddy's in Quebec. It's 2:30 in the morning. Also, Jordan Antro. Who wants to come on the show, guys? We got Supreme Cannon on the sidelines. Who wants to come on, guys? Let's get any fresh blood out there that's not scared to come on. Oh, Sinitra, Portugal. Let me show you guys what this place looks like. This is a really nice place. Portugal's really off the map. It's a place that a lot of people don't venture off to, but Sinitra is really nice. Sintra. It's Sintra. Sintra Resort. Mountains near the capital of Lisbon. That's really nice there. I mean, I'm going to take my kids here next year for like 2 weeks. Show them around. Probably introduce them. And then I got to go to the embassy there and get them their Portuguese passports and their, while I'm still alive, and get them their citizenship. And you got this stuff, these kind of castles, like out in the middle of nowhere there, just beautiful in the woods, and beautiful sightseeing. It's Portugal is the damn. It's the. Yeah, it's the place to be, man. It's got looks like it's Moorish from the Moors, Gothic or the Goths, architecture, and this looks like Vandal, Swabian architecture. Yeah, the Portuguese, the makeup of the Portuguese are very, very interesting background, very interesting genetics background, like, you know. But yeah, Sinitra, I mean, if you want to go there to die and retire and enjoy the rest of your life and enjoy 360 days of sun, sure, yeah, I would invest. But it can't be crazy. You don't go nuts. Don't go foolishly spend your savings and this and that, and you know, remember, Portugal is not a third world country, but you could go pretty nuts there. Oh, I want to own a scooter so I could go on these old cobblestone streets. Oh, I want to get this, and then I get that, and before you know it, you're in $50,000-$60,000 in 6 months, and it's like, you know, so be careful with that. A lot of these kind of places like this in that area. One place I would, if I was like super ultra rich, I'd move to Cascais. I move here. I move to Cascais if I had a lot of money. This place here. Cascais is like, the casinos there are all marble. There's the downtown area. It's really nice in Cascais. This is where one of the casinos there in Cascais is where James Bond was invented. During the whole, when all the spies, and because Portugal was neutral during the war, and all the spies and everybody from all the different wealthy families were hiding in Portugal, and they were kind of spying on each other. And there's a game, a board game called Estoril, and that's where James Bond was invented, was in Estoril, was the casino / high rolling areas. But that's Cascais there. But like I said, if I would live here in this area here in Portugal. Ultra nice place to live. I'm getting too old for the Algarve. I'll show you guys. The Algarve. I'm getting too old for the Algarve. Algarve is more for young people. It's more of a young people. It's like Florida. It's pretty much nice weather all year. South Portugal. I think I'm just too old for this kind of lifestyle now. I'm 40 now, so this might be a little bit too much for me, the Algarve. So I would be, like, if it's up to me, I would probably think Nazaré. Yeah. I think Nazaré would be good for me. It's more centralized. It's got more, you got connections to, you're closer to Fatima, you're closer to Guimarães, you're closer to other cities. There's Nazaré right there. So, I don't know, man. I mean, Portugal's definitely on my bucket list too. I want to introduce my kids, and then maybe buy a little bit of a winter home. So when it's winter here, I could go from January till March. And then when the kids get older and go to college, then I could do more of a full-time thing with the wife. So, yeah. They got the biggest recorded waves in history here. Look at those waves, guys. There's the surfers right there. Little dot. 126-foot wave. Look at that. That's what you got to watch out for there in the water, eh? When the tide starts rolling in. Watch out. Lord Humongous in the house. We are winding down, folks. What time? I'm like, holy crap, I've been on here for 2 hours. Holy crap. So, we'll get Supreme Cannon on the show next for trends in the housing market. And if he can't make that, then we'll get him on the show for next week for Mike in the Night. I'll be back to 9 p.m. I just had a few things to do. It was the wife's birthday today, Nazaré. Oh man, it's so nice in Nazaré. I don't know, it could be there, or like you could go like to like let me see here. Porto's nice if you're an art person. Like if you like art, you go to Porto. Porto's nice. Look at Porto. That's the northern Portuguese biggest. Look behind me, FC Porto. That's my soccer team. Porto's nice. It's beautiful. It's cobblestone everything, orange clay roofs, beautiful things to do in Porto. Porto's nice. There's lots of things to do in that city. I almost got arrested there. There's downtown Porto. Like, there it is from the view across the bridge there. I mean, lots of, like, one of the oldest existing libraries in Europe is right there. Maybe have a drink with someone there with a nice view. Portugal. It's Europe's hidden gem. Europe's hidden little fortress there that nobody bothers to go to because there's nothing happening there, folks. There's nothing happening in Porto. But yeah. But these are the things we live for, guys. The good memories, the good times. This is what we live for. That's why a lot of people strive to travel. That's why people strive to get out of their 9-to-5s. Yeah, Steve was on last week on Trends, the week before on Trends in the Housing Market. I'll try to get him back on the show too. Zombie Apocalypse Gary needs to make he has got to come on the show, man. He's always in the comments, which is nice, but he needs to come in. Everybody, okay, I need people, like everyone that's commenting on here needs at least to come on at least one time, if that's okay. I don't have to show your face. You could just use your handle name, like Zombie Apocalypse. We'll just call him that, right? We don't have to use no one's real name, right? I use my real name. I have nothing to hide. It's not really hard to find me. I live in a small town. Mike Martins. Like, I mean, in a small town, there's like one Mike Martins in the whole probably 100-mile radius of me or 200-mile radius of me, right? So So anyways, guys, I just wanted to throw that out on the table there, guys, for you guys. I do like talking about this kind of stuff from time to time in the show because I need to keep some sort of a balance with you guys so that we're not just talking about the R word or saying the federal word, and all these words that you say nowadays that basically gets you kicked off YouTube. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and support me on Patreon. I got 17 Patreon supporters. I want to get 20 by Christmas. And that is the Patreon is right here, guys, if you want to support me on that. $1 a month. And I honestly spend everything on what am I going to buy? I don't even drink. I don't even do drugs. I don't even buy car. I don't even buy nothing for myself. It's all for my family. But I want to keep upgrading my computer so I can start streaming at 4K, stuff like that. And you could become a compere gamies, a captain, a soldier for $1 a month. $5 is captain. Consigliere is chief there in the mafia. Then we have the underboss, the lieutenant. So I have several underbosses already. I have 2 underbosses on my channel, which is really nice. If you could join, or you could tip me on my tip jar and follow me on Instagram. Here's Instagram, guys. Go ahead and shoot over some messages there for Instagram, and I'm gonna leave my PayPal in there too because it's gonna be on replay. And everything goes towards the transmission. I don't need the AdSense money. Everything goes towards better stuff, right? And if I could afford to get them to run better internet service to this part of town has very weak internet service. Apparently, like 7 or 8 blocks away from me, there's a better internet connection there that they're trying to get over to this part of town. So I got to get more people to rally it, like more neighbors to rally better internet. So in this way I could stream at 4K and it'd be nice. And I could keep advancing with this project we have here. And Mikey, I need a fund to start. I am helping local homeless. Yeah, for sure. Just go maybe set up a GoFundMe thing and put your project up, and I will donate it to it. And not only that, I'll actually plug it here on the channel. If you want to actually start helping, expatriates and what is it? Old military, retired military. If you want to help local homeless, I will definitely donate to that. And not only that, I will plug it on my show every time. If you ask me to, I'll do it. No problem. Anyways, guys, it is 11:45 local time. It is almost Sunday morning. I got to go to church in a few hours. So, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what you guys are feeling in the comments below. The Raven brought up some really very strong discussion tonight that really, and eye-opening things, right? Just a couple of eye-openers. We're not trying to scare anyone on the channel. We're not an investment channel. We're not like if you look at the channel, it's like, what is this channel? People look at it and it's like, look at the channel yourself. What is this channel? We got Mike in the Night right now. Okay, Mike in the Night. Okay, so it's kind of like maybe like a conspiracy Alex Jones thing. No, but he has trends in the housing market. He talks about housing. Can't read market talk. Then what the hell kind of channel is this? Morning Coffee with Mike. So it's almost the algorithm is like crazy on YouTube saying, what the heck is this crap? So let's just blacklist the guy or ban or shadow ban him because we don't even know what the heck his channel is about. Look, video game reviews. Guys, if you really want to support me and help me out, why don't you go and subscribe to my Handheld Junkie, guys. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. I'm finally, I think, at 300 on there. Here, I'll put a link in there, guys. Subscribe to this. You do not ring the bell so you don't get here, don't ring the bell. Just subscribe to it so I could get to my 1,000 subscribers. I've been doing video game reviews for the last 2.5 years on my downtime. And I like to do stuff I like to do too, so once in a while, you know what I mean? So if you don't mind subscribing to that, it's got a lot of good content on it. If you like handheld gaming, like I do. I got my vice. I like handheld gaming. It's my vice, right? What else we got here? Don't forget to check out, this is my personal friend here, Area 51. Don't forget to check out him. Please check out Area 51. He's got a toy haul. Wow. So don't forget to check out Area 51. Coast to Coast is on here. I listen to them once in a blue moon. They got some of the old stuff from Art Bell, which is really nice. I do watch Dabu 7 once in a while. I see my man Frankie McDonald from time to time. What he's got going on. He actually subscribes to my channel. He's one of my biggest subscribers is Frankie McDonald. Which is, I'm flattered. I'm absolutely flattered that he subscribes to my channel. We got, who else subscribes to me here? There's the 13th Disciple. Mario DeSettis just put up a video 8 hours ago about the real numbers of the false housing market. So he's at 20 subs, guys. Here, I'm going to give you the link for Mario's channel. Please go ahead and subscribe. People are asking about him. So maybe you could go in one of the comments in one of his videos, of the 2 videos he has up here. Uneducated Economist. I like this guy too. He's putting up a video every couple of days here. And he's doing a good job with that. Who else? Waptak. Oh, good old Wap. I love this guy. This guy's channel gets taken down every couple of days. But this guy's so good. This guy and Waptek too. Yeah. I'm gonna put up Waptek here. This guy's really good. I really want to get Waptek on the channel. I would love to have him as a regular. If you guys, here's the link to his channel. If you guys could go to Waptek and comment on one of his videos and say, hey man, why don't you go on the Mike in the Night, man? Mike keeps asking about you. Waptek is good. Who else we got here? I got Cobra Kai, baby. Woo! I love the whole Karate Kid theme thing. James Corbett. Corbett Report. This guy's very knowledgeable. Very smart guy. I just keeps going. I have hundreds and hundreds. I lose subscribers. Here's my Portuguese channel. My Portuguese channel. This channel was taken down 3 times. It's all in Portuguese. My documentaries, eh? Because of this stuff, exposing criminal African. There's Portuguese Africa. Look at that, guys. Look at Portuguese Africa, Mozambique, before it was destabilized. Look at that. We lost everything. I was supposed to be born there. There I am there. It's my, just my footage I purchased. Basically, I own some of this footage. But yeah, this has 140k views. This video had 3.1 million views on it when the channel was taken down the first time. So yep. Anyways, guys, I'm talking too much. I want to know what you guys think in your humble opinions on what's going on. Jeremiah Babe blocked me on comments. Funny how many channels we all have in common. There's good old Peter Schiff. PJW, Paul Joseph Watson. I love this guy. Such a smart guy. Walking Journey, of course. Always watching this guy, what he's got up to. He's almost at 7,000 subs. Good boy. Yeah, I mean, there's so many channels, like hundreds of them here. And it's just some of them that I never subscribe to, right? Sometimes I find that once in a while. I don't know if my kids are on the computers. I don't know. Anyways, guys, you guys have a good night. I'm ready to tune out here. And I want to thank everyone for their support. Share a video if you can. I don't care, man. Just get this out there. Let's get more people, because the more people that come onto the mic in the night and contribute and call in, the more angles we got. And we got a software engineer from Mississauga. Hopefully we could get, what's his name, from Pickering, Ontario, to call in to the show too. I want Steve Stevens to come in. I want Steve Stevens to come on. Ashel Smith, everybody needs to make an appearance on the show at least once. You don't have to show your face. I could keep you not. You just use a different handle, like the Raven, right? No one really knows what the Raven's real name is, and I think nobody ever will. It's a secret of all humanity and mankind. Who is the Raven? Who does he represent? Who does the Raven work for? Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.